Howdy everyone, it's me once again, the one and only Killer Rodan. And alright, so here's another video for you folks. Yeah, it's gonna be one of these videos I haven't done in a good while, so I just thought I might as well get to it, I suppose. Thanks for watching ahead of time, quite obviously. This is gonna be a fairly short one this time around, because there's only so much information I was able to gather. So anyways, one of these behind the scenes kind of a movie video type things. And as I mentioned before, when it comes to making movies, yes, it's an extremely difficult process. Even if you want to do some kind of indie project type of thing, so it's not exactly an easy type thing. Same thing can go for video games as well, quite obviously. But anyway, yes, there's so many things you have to go through, and obviously things can go wrong. There could be a number of different things. Maybe there's some budget problems. Maybe there's some people that don't meet an eye to eye, and maybe consistent rewrites can be a problem too. So there'll be like a number of different things that can potentially get in the way. This isn't my way trying to discourage anybody, but it's a pain in the ass. I know that's an understatement of the century. Yes, of course. Even if you somehow, by some miracle, you manage to get your foot through the door, but some kind of method, it still doesn't necessarily mean that your movie could get made. It can, it absolutely can, of course, but it's not guaranteed, is what I'm saying. For better or for worse, that's a thing. So, again, this is going to be one of those lost movie type episodes I'll be doing in a series of videos. Yeah, it's again another Barbie related content. You'd be thinking with a popular brand, all those stuff would be greenlit, but not in this case. So, we be doing like a space adventure kind of a thing. It's not that this series of films haven't explored outer space, and yes, there's even dolls that has Barbie as an astronaut. So you'd be thinking that this seems like the most obvious thing to do, especially considering the fact that Barbie herself, the doll, had multiple of different jobs ever since her first appearance in 1959. So basically, a woman with many hats. Or also would say multitude of different hats. I should say. She was a nurse, a doctor, cop, a lawyer, a judge, you name it. She was literally everything. A teacher. So again, this seemed like a great idea to do that. And again, like I was saying a moment ago, it's not like this franchise hasn't explored outer space before because it had. So okay, so it just seemed like this seems an easy thing to do. So what went wrong exactly? This would have been a relatively simple idea. The concept would have taken Barbie into a sci-fi fiction or space adventures kind of setting, probably aimed to inspire interest in some kind of programming when it comes to NASA and whatnot, or similar programs anyway, among younger viewers. So again, sensible enough, I'm not sure what was the exact idea here when it comes to the exact concept. I'm not quite sure. If I had to take it like a guess, it probably would have had her be like some kind of astronaut, maybe. But anyway, the status for this project, there's no real official confirmation or production history, which just makes this even more complicated to discuss here. But the concept has circulated in fan forums suggesting that in the early draft of the story, pitch ideas of story, I guess boards you can say, have been excited at some point, which would have had her going on her own adventure, but obviously most likely is going to emphasize on teamwork and how everybody should work together. And to what extent this would have been, I'm not quite sure. Would this have her family? Would this have her friends? Or would this be where she has some outer space friends? Would she make some buddies with like some aliens, maybe? I don't know, maybe she would have gone to the moon and made some friends there. Maybe there's some kind of civilization she could have, I guess, discovered and whatnot. Again, the exact details are extremely iffy and whatnot. And yes, like I said a moment ago, there were lots and lots of dolls for this kind of thing. There were plenty of these. I mean, a good chunk of these were definitely done, especially considering the fact that Barbie was introduced as an astronaut doll in 1965, before humans had even stepped on foot onto the moon. So again, this should have been a thing, especially considering the fact that now, roughly 60 years later, and over 200 careers and counting, the Barbie dolls have been made into space. So it's of course it's an important way that people could encourage young women to reach for the stars. In this case, quite literally, and pursue careers in some kind of thing here, in some kind of fashion when it comes to the space in some kind of way. With help of the International Space Station, there's like so many ideas you're gonna do here, folks. They're gonna lead women to this kind of a thing. And like I said, there's like a whole bit with this kind of thing. A lot of people have spoken about Barbie dolls that went into outer space. Or at least inspired by outer space, I should say. There's like you can even look up yourself. There was a whole bit where the Barbie space exploration line that was available at Target locations nationwide and features the exclusive Barbie page on Target.com, at least for a good while, among some other things, of course. And it just seems like there's so much that could have been done. So again, I'm just so confused as to why this was not a thing. I mean, yeah, so many things that was actually done here, folks, when it comes to this kind of character and whatnot. So again, I'm just confused here. I'm just so mind-boggling confused as to why it didn't happen. I don't have the exact details as to why it didn't happen exactly, but why was this canceled given the success of the recent Barbie animated movies featuring on fashion, friendship, and fantasy? A sci-fi themed story might have been deemed maybe too costly to produce, I guess, for an animated movie. So that could have been why. I have to take an educated guess here, folks. But it's just something that should have been done. I don't know why. I mean, I guess I kind of have a reason why. I guess maybe it's been too expensive, probably. If I have to take a look guess at this, we all know that Mattel is the leading global toy company and owner of one of the strongest catalogs of this kind of doll line and family entertainment franchise in the world. Of course, these people want to create interactive products and experiences that could inspire, entertain, and develop get some kind of sense through play. They will encourage customers through their portfolio and iconic brands, including Barbie, Hot Wheels, and just to name a couple, even American Girl, just to name a few. So yeah, I just find this astounding that was not a thing, and it could easily have been a thing. So yeah, folks, basically, like I already gave you the answer. It came out like maybe way too ambitious, maybe way too expensive or something like this. Okay, so here's one last little tidbit here. If I had to do something like this, if I had to put like in a time period kind of thing, maybe during World War II or World War I, either way is fine, where women weren't allowed to do much, just have her, maybe her grandmother, be like a nurse, and then fast forward maybe like 30 years or something, where women had more rights. And yes, Barbie was an astronaut even before a woman could even own a credit card. So there you go. You could actually play into that. I don't know. It just makes me wonder what could have been. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe make some kind of commentary over that kind of thing. There's like so much you can actually do with this kind of a thing. But how about I guess. Anyway, that'll be for now. As always, thanks for watching. See you.